Hello, friends. Welcome back. You have reached the only show on YouTube controlled by a kid's mind, trapped in an adult's body. Welcome to episode 30 of the Have I Told You About This Show? I am, as always, your host, Brad Kumjanik, and this week my mind wandered back to a game I haven't played in a long time. Elevator Action Returns. Man, I get obsessive playing this game, trying to beat my highest scores week after week after week. And as always, I want to thank everyone who continues to like and subscribe and comment on the shows. Our popularity here will never grow at all without you. In the recent weeks, it seems like video game videos aren't doing so well. But as you can see, that really doesn't faze me. I'm still going to do them. So it seems like everybody wants a Survivor show. And there are plenty of those. And I'm sure there's people who are doing it way better than me. But I still have a good time doing it. I'll continue those until the season's over, of course. But the rest of the time, we're going to have video games, books, movies, what have you. So welcome back. And again, thank you very much for those of you who are keeping us in the YouTube algorithm. All right, now on with the show. So, you ever had one of those moments where you stumble across something like a movie, a song, or a game, and you think, hey, wait, how did nobody tell me this existed before? Like you've uncovered a secret door in your own nostalgia. Well, that was me the first time I ever played Elevator Action Returns. Not the original Elevator Action game, the very simple, graphically looking, you're the little dude and you're just going floor by floor trying to get into the red doors. The one with the spy in the yellow suit, right? And just slow, clunky elevators. No, I'm talking about the 1994 Taito sequel that took everything the original did and then cranked the dial up so hard it snapped it clean off. This is the story of the arcade sequel and the game that did get a home release as well, best release on Saturn. This thing deserves a spotlight, a fan base, and honestly, a franchise. But yet somehow nobody talks about it. So as you can see here, everything turned down just a little bit there. As you can see here, really what you're doing is you walk up expecting a cute little spy game and a sequel of the original, right? But that's not what you get. You would be dead wrong. What you get instead is the cinematic, explosive, side-scrolling action movie with elevators that feel like weapons and enemies that swarm you, and a soundtrack that sounds like it belongs in a cyberpunk thriller. It's one of those games that makes you go, how did this not become huge? I mean, look at the graphics compared to the first one. It's mind-blowing. There's translucency, there's all kinds of things. And the elevators are so cool in this one. And your character looks so cool. And you get to select who your character... Okay, let's just talk about the history first, right? Let's talk about where this thing came from. Taito, the company, the same company behind Space Invaders and Bubble Bobble and Darius, released the original Elevator Action way back in 1983. It was simple, it was charming, very much a product of its time. But in 1994, Taito decided to revisit the concept. And instead of polishing the concept, they rebuilt it from the ground up. New characters, new story, new mechanics, new tone, new everything. This wasn't a sequel, this was a true reimagining. And it was developed during the magical era where 2D sprite art was at its absolute right before polygons took over everything. The result, then, a game that looks like a playable anime action. So the plot is surprisingly intense for a 1990s arcade game. A terrorist organization has planted nuclear bombs across the city. and you're part of a three-person counter-terrorism unit tasked with infiltrating buildings and collecting intel from the red doors and stopping attackers. Your squad, or the characters that you play, consists of three separate people that you can choose. There's Cart Bradfield, Balance Taylor, Eddie Burritt, who's fast, stylish, and Jad the Taff, the tank, the bruiser, who ruin your day guy. Each one plays differently, which already puts this miles ahead of the original, where you just had the one guy, the one slow gun, and graphics that weren't anything to write home. See, how you play is where this game shines. You get an 8-way joystick, a shoot button, and this time, a jump button. So no more waiting for the elevators to come to you. You can jump over the chasms. But that's it. See, the depth comes from how those simple controls interact with the environment. The elevators aren't just elevators. They can crush enemies. You can ride them into ambushes. You can use them to escape. Now, the red doors are mandatory. If you miss one, you're just not going to finish the level. Blue doors are optional. When you open them, a roulette wheel spins. You'll either get health or weapons or explosives. You never know what you're going to get. Now, the weapons here feel incredible. You start with just your basic pistol, but you can pick up machine guns, even rocket launchers, and hand grenades. The game rewards melee attacks with double points, a tiny detail that encourages aggressive, stylish play if you're a point chaser. This game is fast and it's fluid, and surprisingly modern for a 1994 game. Let's discuss the difficulty here. Well, actually, let me just put it this way. If the original elevator action was a polite handshake, elevator action returns as a flying drop kick right through your jaw that sends you through the window behind you. Enemies this time swarm you. They don't just walk like robots up and down. Bullets are flying everywhere and at every level. Head level, mid-level. They don't... On the late levels, even the floor level, but a lot of things will come at you on the floor. Even dogs. The one thing about this game I wish they didn't do, but they do, and you have to shoot dogs. No, dogs are close to my heart. I'm sure they're close to a lot of other people's hearts. Could have done robotic dogs would have been okay. They actually do real dogs and well, that's the only part about the game I don't like. But enemies swarm you, bullets fly everywhere, explosions are happening constantly, and the game expects you to keep up. It's not unfair though. It's definitely not a 1/4 and done. Seriously, you will die. This game wants you to master it. Let's talk about secrets and Easter eggs. They really aren't a ton of Easter eggs. They are hidden mechanics. Again, those blue doors act as a randomized item dispenser. So make sure you're hitting all. There's environmental destruction. Like there's barrels and you melee them, or sometimes if you shoot them most of the time they'll blow up. Some barrels you shoot and they'll roll, you just can't do it. But sometimes they'll reveal things as they roll down the hallway and they blow up at a certain spot in the wall and reveal something in the wall. So try as much environmental destruction. I've already mentioned that melee so do that. So the Sega Saturn version does include the original elevator action as a bonus hidden feature. So we've already talked about the Saturn version. That's the home run. Here's where things get tragic. The game never got a US Saturn release. It was Japan only. So unless you live near an arcade that had it, and you imported the Saturn version, you probably never even saw the game. It eventually made its way though to the US titled Legends 2 on the PS2, Xbox, and PC, and modern digital re-releases on Switch and PS4 and Xbox One and Steam on PC. But by then it was more of a cult discovery than mainstream. Critics did love the game. Players who found it absolutely loved it, like I itself, but it never broke through the noise of the mid-90s. Why is that, you ask? Because in 1994, the world was obsessed with Virtua Fighter, Daytona USA, Tekken, and Ridge Racer. 2D games, even brilliant ones, were starting to feel old in the public. But here's one thing, elevator action returns aged better than almost all of us do. Today it's considered one of the best 2D action games of its era. It's a masterpiece hiding in plain sight. So, you might ask, why does this game matter? Why are you even talking about it? Well, because it represents something all about thinking into pop culture. Sometimes the best things aren't the biggest. Sometimes the most interesting stories aren't the one everyone knows. But sometimes the games that deserve the spotlight don't get it. And when you find one of those hidden gems, so many people do these hidden gems videos. I see them over and over and over again. And the games are like Metal Gear Solid 2 is a hidden gem. There's nothing hidden about it. Or they'll do some Japanese game that they imported that it's impossible to play. You have to get out your phone and every single screen. Nobody wants to play a game. It's not a hidden gem. Hidden gems are games that you play and understand, but nobody gives them really any attention or attention that they deserve. This is truly one of those hidden gems. When you discover something that feels like it was waiting for you, reconnecting with a part of your childhood you didn't even know you lost. Elevator Action is that game. A sequel that way outclassed the original, a masterpiece that never got its name, and a reminder that sometimes the elevator takes you down. That's the one that lifts your nostalgia right back up. And as you've seen from the video that's played here, the game just looks absolutely amazing. When you think about the first game where it was just a simple line up and down one screen, and here, like as you see there, you go through the blue and you get your roulette wheel of whatever you're gonna get. You shoot the cameras, you're following you, you shoot the guys, you drop things, you're picking up. Look at the fire back there. I mean, okay, you're standing in it, you should be taking damage, but you're not. You know, you got to go to the red doors. Every red door has a piece of the bomb map of where the bomb's hidden in that city. So that's why you're going through all of these deals and doors. So here, like you can shoot, you can control the elevator up and down. So you shoot and you catch them on the ground, you catch them in the head. Sometimes you miss the elevator like that. Don't stand under the elevators. They will crush you. But you can also crush an enemy if they get too far over. And you always want to watch as you're waiting on an elevator because they will come out of the doors even if you killed someone that's there before. Love getting life. Because your life, you can only take about 3 shots depending upon the enemy. The graphics are just, it's the little details about if there are lights and you shoot them out, it gets dark. There are hidden things everywhere. The little neon light exits and things above the doors are really, really cool. The sound is amazing in the game. The characters, the bad guys that you shoot are all different. Some feel like zombies. Some are more like government men that are coming to get you for some reason. So Elevator Action to me, the first game was okay. I played it a few times and then called it a day. But when I heard of this game, it really blew my mind. Now, you'd also be interested to know that Elevator Action has made it to 2 very modern games that are in most of the time you find it at Dave and Buster's, but they're light gun games. They have nothing to do with this type of game where you're going in and out of the elevator. I mean, the games do have you going in and out of elevators, but you don't control it. But that's how popular Elevator Action was, that it kept going even through the 2000s off of one kind of mediocre game. A true hidden gem. So, that's the end of the episode. Let me know what you think about Elevator Action Returns. Is it something that interests you that you Wait, did you even know it existed? Let me know in the comments. Did I truly find and dig up a hidden gem for you here with Elevator Action? I know when I tried to talk about the friends, they're like, oh, you mean that one little game that only like blue and red? No. Elevator Action Returns. And the Saturn port, even though it was from Japan, it mostly had a lot of English text from it that you could read. All the cutscenes and things you couldn't read, but if you got the arcade game, so with that said, again, thank you for hanging in. Thank you for watching the show. I've been Brad Comes In with I told you about this, and now I've told you about Elevator Action. So, we're back. Later on in the week, we're going to have our next Survivor episode. What I'll be covering. On back to that. Been loving the Survivor recap episodes. I'm about to take care of that one later. So again, thank you so much. For just take a moment. Like or dislike, either, whatever you want. Like, dislike, tell me I'm terrible in the comment, whatever you would like to do, right? Up to you. But please just interact. It certainly helps in the algorithm to notice and gets the video in front of more people's eyes so we can keep the channel going. Alright, I've been Brad Comes In It, you have not. And this is where my mind took me this week, Elevator Action. I hope you have a pleasant, amazing rest of your week. And look out for those elevators.